Guys, so Tim here from Candid Tech TV. What I've got for you today is a review of this Tzumi gimbal. So we're doing a smartphone gimbal review. I'm walking with it right now, and I'm going to break down the features of it and tell you my thoughts on it coming up here. Alright guys, so first thing we're going to do here is actually take a look at the physical features of the gimbal. You can see here it's got the Tzumi branding. You've got your button right down here to control the panning motions, left, right, up, down. Then you've got a camera marked button right there on the side, and next to it you have a power button here. So that'll let you do some different controls. You can control from their app. You can use the camera button. There's certain functions with that and shortcuts. Same thing with a power button, for example. You long press it to turn it on, but you can also, if you do like a double click there, it'll return back to the kind of original start position. It'll kind of reorient itself. Over on the side here, you've got for your other couple axes here, there's a lock to kind of lock the motion in the top part here. And then there's a little bit of like a twist knob here where you can turn that up and down also to lock and unlock. On the other side here, you've got a micro USB port. That's where you're gonna charge this thing up. Charging takes about 3 hours, and then you get about 4 hours of use out of this. Lastly, on the bottom here, you can see you got your 1/4 inch thread there for if you wanna put this on a tripod and maybe get some, slow-mo shots or some time lapses, something like that. The reason why this is a 3-axis gimbal is it's got 3 different tilt patterns here, 3 axes. There's the first one here, there's one here, is number 2. 3 is kind of up where the phone actually connects up top there. So it's got 3 different axes of motion. First thing is when you're setting this up, you can see how that's a little lopsided there. So on the back side of this here, you've got a little knob that if you unscrew this, you'll be able to, if you watch closely, kind of right over here, you can go in and out kind of with that piece here. So you basically need to find the sweet spot where this is going to balance on its own. So that looks pretty good for now, right about there. That's pretty level from my view. You want to do this before you turn it on so it actually is oriented correctly and everything. So the next step is to turn it on. You're going to hold this down, and you see there it'll kick on and it'll kind of orient itself there. And then basically from here you can kind of play around with it. So you'll be on the app. You can pretty much do different controls here. So if I tilt, you can see up and down. You can see how the phone is panning there. Then you can also do your left and right, and it'll pan side to side as well. So it's pretty smooth actually. I was pretty impressed with that. All right, so the main problem I have with this thing is it's fine horizontally here. It looks nice, it works well. The issue is you're supposed to be able to tilt this to about 70 degrees and it will reorient into vertical mode. And I've had the hardest time getting it to do that. If you have it here going straight ahead, you're supposed to do a 70-degree tilt this way. And there you go. So you saw it reoriented here, but look at where my arm is right now, and it's out to the side. So if you want to actually face this towards you, all the buttons are facing inward right here. If I flip it over, watch what happens. Flip it over, and then if you go up at all, this thing wants to come out of that. So you got to have it pretty low. And even here, it starts kind of tilting a little bit. And you start having issues with it. It kind of kicks back into that horizontal mode. I don't know if I'm not doing something right, but I mean, I feel like I've got a good amount of knowledge in some of this tech type of stuff. It's just not working the way I'd like it to work. So I feel like for you guys and for an average consumer, this is really kind of frustrating because I can't really get it to go into that vertical mode. And if that's something you really want and that's a deal breaker, then you might want to look at a different one. So from a design standpoint, the last thing I want to talk about is the actual clip here that holds your phone. So you can kind of see here from the side, this is my old Droid Max 2. I've been using it with my Pixel 2. This is not very deep. I mean, you can see I wouldn't even have a case on this phone. On my Pixel 2 with my case on, it's very hard to fit in there, and I really wouldn't even trust really using it with the case on. I have a metallic ring on the back of my Pixel 2. With this on here, this case, and with having that ring on, as slim as that is, it really wants to pop out of here. So I really wouldn't recommend a case on there really. Like I was talking to my friend Jay, and he was telling me over at Tech Parental that his gimbal he has, He thinks these are supposed to be used more without an actual case on it anyway, but some of them do fit the case on. That's one issue. And then number two, this is very, very hard. I'm going to turn this off here now so I can take this out. This clasp is very, very hard to get the phone out of. You literally, to get this out, you just have to grab on both ends here and just pull it open. And so you can see there's nowhere to grab here because this thing is so deep. You can see you really can't grab this. I can't pull from here. So I got to pull from the back side. And on the back here, you basically, the only way to do that is to put your fingers inside here to get some leverage. I read there's actually a couple reviews on Amazon. One of them talked about how they keep pinching their fingers in here. I did. I like basically amputated my finger the first time I used it because you have to pull it out and then you get the phone out here, and then look where my fingers are. They're stuck inside the back here, and you basically gotta take it out like that. So I'm really not a fan of like the clasp on here. Otherwise, design wise and like physical build wise, I don't have any issues with it, but it's just really hard to actually like open this up and adjust it, because once your phone's in the front here, then how are you really supposed to get the phone out? Otherwise, this is pretty lightweight. I actually think having the plastic build, I am actually a fan of it because it doesn't feel like it's real cheap. The buttons at least feel like they're pretty decent. It's very light, so it's less than a pound, and using it and walking around with it, my hand didn't get tired at all. So this thing's pretty cool because as you can see, it looks like it's got a little bit of tracking. Like now that I'm in the app, just tapped on my face. If I go to the side, you can see it's kind of pivoting around with me. And same thing if I go to the other side, which is a little darker there, it is focusing in on my face and stuff, and it's doing that automatically. So it is a pretty cool setting there. So I'm gonna show you, I'm gonna do a little bit of a walking test, and then I'm gonna do a little bit of a jogging test as well. So I'm gonna do it both just regularly handheld, and then I'm gonna do it with the gimbal here to show you a little bit of a difference and kind of what you can expect if you get this. All right guys, so here's me just walking on my own, just holding the phone up, just holding it up about shoulder height right now. So this is what it looks like without using the Tzumi gimbal here. So yeah, this is just a horizontal mode here, got it in video mode. So to me on mine, it looks like this is looking pretty good right here. Doing just regular walking pace. All right, again, I'm gonna jog probably about 4 miles an hour here. Here we go. So now doing a bit of a jog, probably going about like 4 miles an hour. All right, so that was jogging with no gimbal. All right guys, so there you go. That's the review of the Tzumi smartphone gimbal. It's a pretty cool gimbal. It works pretty well actually. Other than the issues I had with actually taking it into like the vertical mode, I actually have really enjoyed the horizontal mode here and just walking around with it and stuff. It's a pretty cool gimbal. Price wise, it comes in at like 80 bucks on Amazon. The link will be down here below in the description. So it's really a pretty good deal, and I think it really does step up your smartphone video game and stuff. If you're going on a vacation or something like that, it's a very cool item to look into. If you're just a casual kind of videographer too, and you're gonna like shoot some stuff, or whether it's sports or just regular photography type shots, YouTube videos, I would definitely recommend it. So take a look at it there. Let me know what you think down there in the comments below, or if you've had any actual interaction with any other smartphone gimbals or anything like that. But thank you guys for watching here. Hit that subscribe button to make sure you stay up to date on my latest videos, and you guys take care.